Good morning, Unity. I'm kind of used to reading fiction, and this is nonfiction today, so the presentation's a little different. Could someone do my slide with my stats on it? I see the screens are everywhere. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, I used to be a school teacher, so you got to have slides, but I just did one, so it's all right. Well, since I created that to kind of give myself a perspective, and then I decided to kind of go point by point, so that's kind of why it's organized the way it is. So looking at my very brief highlights of recent 50 years LGBT history, I grew up during this era, shows my age. You can see our myriad attempts in gaining equal rights and being accepted for who we really are. Some progress has been made, yet our struggle is still ongoing against the newer wave now of demonizing laws passed in some states. And our stories will illustrate that. Today we put faces on the LGBTQ label. That was the intent of in 1988 with the creation of National Coming Out Day, you see on that list. We hope that the more of us you get to know, the stereotypes and the prejudices will fall away, or at least diminish. We need allies to support our acceptance and inclusion and diversity. We so appreciate those of you who are willing to listen and to step forward on our behalf. After creating these timelines, I began to think about their impact on my identity as a lesbian. In 1970, the first one up there where the first Pride March was going on, I knew nothing about Pride Marches. I was a graduate school in Texas. My lesbian friend and I knew no others who experienced any feelings like we did. When our teaching colleagues whispered about us being a little too close, we felt shame. And we knew that our relationship was not considered normal. We were our only allies then. In 1973, next on there, I heard no announcement that I would no longer be considered a deviant. Attitudes of people around me did not change. No allies surfaced. But in 1977, and it's my date, not up there, joining the National Organization of Women, I found allies, straight and gay, who listened. I felt safe to talk about my identity for the first time in public. And I came out. I was not condemned. I felt the weight of shame and dishonesty lift. Embracing my true self became the most important thing in my life. Yet with that joy came different struggles. I had to learn to navigate the world with caution and wariness. In many situations, I'm sorry to say I still do. After I shared my authentic self, many of my church-going relatives, my friends and colleagues, responded with disdain or aloofness. They did not ask about my personal life, and I knew not to tell. I heard of a few churches that might be welcoming, but I was untrusting by then. I looked for allies, mostly among my own lesbian tribe at that time. So in 1995 up there, Unity issues a statement of diversity. I wish I had found Unity then, but I wasn't looking. During all those years, that long list of years, 79 all the way through, all those years of marches on Washington, I marched through a number of those years and chanted, surrounded by a great number of brave LGBTQ allies. hoping for changes in laws affecting inheritance, medical leave, adoption, even marriage. We were looking for allies to pass new laws that would no longer deny us access to what other folks took for granted. At least when the marriage equality law in 2015 was passed, Drea and I had hope that we had more hope then that Georgia wouldn't pass a law targeting our marriage since it was a federal law. We have been together 39 years. Yet at every march or pride parade, my stomach lurched when a small group of people along the sidelines held up signs. And the signs said things like, "Repent or go to hell," with lots of flames around it. Some held bullhorns, angrily shouting stereotypical slurs. "Shame on you, pervert. Die, you dykes and faggots." And sadly, I saw those very signs last year in 2023 at the Atlanta Pride March. Fortunately, we and the allies present far outnumbered those folks. Thanks to y'all. We have to be brave to show up and to hold on to our pride despite the hate. And now my heart swells when I see smiling parents and church members and civic groups hoisting supportive placards and offering hugs and high fives. I feel seen and a little safer with allies' public support. When I step into our monthly LGBTQ meeting here at Unity every month and see not just friends but allies, I'm thrilled and grateful for their courage and their commitment and your message today of our support. Just standing on this platform with this opportunity to share my story and trust that you're still here to listen assures me that some of us can be of one heart and always allies for each other. Thank you.